All right. I want to thank Sarah and Daphne again for an extraordinary reading. Just really a lot of, yeah, just very happy with that. And we have one, two, three, four, five people. I assume everyone who wants to read in the open mic has signed up. So we'll get underway. I'll start off with a couple of little things. This is entitled Off the Lake. The heart, a boisterous pink muscle tangled in bells. Such a voluptuous zero in the empire of meat. 1,000 mismatched parts and not a word of instruction. Just blinding light off the lake of sex's vowel and tiny yacht-shaped wounds in the rain. And this, which is Death of a Republic. As for reality, that's a clique I don't want to join, unless they sweeten the pot. I'm a polyglot dreamer, and the ice gets thinner nightly. Fascist come full force, crypto, proto, quasi, neo, or worse. I feel the burn, but the hearse can't keep up with me. I'm white as a footnote, black as snow, an ideal groom for the queen of Bedlam. As we tied our tongues to the tide, the salt sighed, and the sea rose, a red thorn in space. Dawn glittered like fish as the gods made light of us. All we have is our thirst for love, for the wine on the verge of turning. All right. Thank you so much. And our first reader, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elisa Salison, and I'm going to read something. This is my chapbook, She Watches Wild Horses. It's kind of old now, but it's what I've got with me tonight. So,
You never get so
my uncle was the poet Sal Salison, and I rescued him from Mexico in 2009 when he was dying of cancer, and brought him back to California to finish his life, and much of the chapbook centers around that. This is called Murmuration. I cannot forget the cadence of his thank yous. They come back to me like a lullaby, a chant for life, like a long, cool drink, a sigh, an exhale, the chorus of our own special song. I cannot rid myself of deep bone gratitude that arrives on a frequency heard by those on this earth that do not ask if a dying man said thank you. Did he say thank you? I cannot answer. I cannot speak. I cannot tell of my poet uncle, tumor-swelling chest with limbs turned useless, his once man body now stained with urine and open sores. I cannot explain the cancer, the waning life I lifted into the dilapidated Guadalajara taxi with a broken passenger seat that won't stay upright, but that's okay because neither will Sal's broken body. I cannot tell of kindness, that driver maneuvering cobblestone streets with tenderness, of last rites, because each bump in the road shakes bones, rattles tumors, each sudden stop a shotgun of pain, a guttural moan, a potential death. I cannot tell of my hesitancy to reach forward from the back seat, to rest my hand ever so gently on my uncle's one tumorless shoulder, not wanting to add to agony. But I do reach. I do say, I am here. That is all. I am here. I cannot tell of that moment when Sal lifted his fingers to mine, of how he brushed my skin with wonder and the thirst of someone that has not touched love for months, for years, and who knows that there is not much touching left. I cannot express that under my hands I feel Sal's breathing lengthen and slow with whispered thank yous again and again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much, thank you. Help me, Ayuda me, oh God, thank you. Over and again, I cannot yet say this out loud. Show me how not to fear. Show me that I exist to gleam like the sinewy stream that flows down the mountainside. Show me that I can rise to the symphony of my uncle's thank yous. Show me that I can love as gracefully as those wheeling and diving words. I want to, but I cannot translate. Starlings murmur, lovers murmur, and Sal murmurs in and out of the final days of his life. Thank you, each thank you rising with the murmuration of poet voices that murmur, this is how to live into past, into future. Murmur of love lost, of a union that will not survive. Murmur of wake up. Murmur me down that stream to the root. This incantation, this thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Elisa. Brett, next. One of our favorite school teachers.
What's our time? Like 3 minutes, 4 minutes?
Well, three with, you know.
All right, cool.
Who's three?
Cool. Hey everyone, can you hear me? All right, cool. Put on a timer real here quick. Okay. Untitled. To love yourself beyond the concept of the mind, where the infinite plane of consciousness is not bound to time and space. As the tired and weary spirit longs for this one space to explore, the sense of foundation within, not with the concept of I, but by notion of discussions for discussion's sake. Love in the form of us, you and I together, the multitudes making an attempt to know existence, for we are here for a short time on the spectrum of perceivable dialogue in space. Not for eons, but for less than a century of measured articulation, as the human creation is fragile and at times is very susceptible to rust and decay. Thou art made from the same materials as stars and cosmic element brilliance. Thus we are here, observing and taking note of the ages shifting. Share thy being with others, not for glory or gain or monetary value, but to create more unified belonging. We shall connect to one another through intentional effort to present and affect a higher level of interactive knowing. For as we know more, we become more, we are able to create more, the world becomes better, we seek to make it to form within. And with our said limitless potential, there's no end to where we're going, as our one collective entity will go. We keep pushing, we keep creating, we keep making. By knowing these worlds are possible, we are all expanding, and thus, so is the universe. Second one is called realization. Is it your first time here? I remember the first day I was here. It's a really odd feeling, realizing that it was all just a show, right? They told us of a garden, and that we were perpetually hurt, wrong, just from being born. Kind of weird. Like half of the species was from the other half's body. And just like Narnia, there were talking animals. This is the foundation. This is the one they told you about from birth. Not that it was observable, objective, factual, that they could actually talk about it and point to it where it had happened in history. but that you were supposed to follow this sense of ever longing, I must belong to the group. I must belong to the group. I must belong to the group. Because if I think differently, you'll be ostracized. Yeah, I remember my first day here. It sucks when you realize it's a mythology. But you know, when you look to East Africa, you realize we are only separated by a short distance. We bleed the same color. We are all from the same space, and we're all going back there. So, screw notions of sin. Let's just be kind. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. So Chris is batting third. All right.
My name is Chris Toomey. The Alpinists. Crow shadows climb at angles up a steep snow field. The pain of every step in my lungs, in my legs, rant and retch and climb some more. Crows call, throwing shade while they twisted play in the crisp, rarefied air of high mountains everywhere. And this is, I'll take the whip. You found a fool, all right. You took me for a ride. My offhanded mention of a helpless love, your eyes flashing for the wind, your mouth, the slyest grin before you turn around, seam stockings and a hobble skirt. I knew it then. It's gonna be the whip for me. You found a fool, all right. You took me for a ride. You tricked me off. You tricked me this week, and off we went. I tried to kick you out. You showed your blade and gave me a nick. I put you down and sent you home. You're lighting up my phone day after day. My head is in my hands and shaking. No, my heart is in my gut. I hate myself. It looks like I'll take the whip. You found a fool, all right. We're going for a ride. Get in.
Thank you, Chris. And the next reader will be Eric.
I can't make it up the steps. All these books. Good evening, Sad Francisco. I just say, there's a person who brought me here. His name is Jimmy Mankind. I don't know if you guys remember him. He passed away, so I'd like to take a shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy, if you could hear me, it'd be really fucking weird. Because you're dead, that means you brought your ears to heaven. So Jimmy Mankind, a friend of mine, who helped me do open mic, he gave me the confidence to say, "Hey man, you're doing all right. You can do it." So, closer to my phone. Okay. I was listening on the radio last week, and they were playing a song by Michael Jackson. It was called "I'll Be There." I'm like, no, he won't. He's not gonna be there. I'll be there. Just call my name, and I won't be there because I'm fucking dead. Jimmy, could you hear that one? Michael, did you hear? I started getting into this. This is my fourth year doing open mic. And I started getting into it. So I bought me a dictionary, and it wasn't the dictionary that I got from high school when he threw away. This was a different dictionary because I was doing open mic. I go, hey, we're using words to form sentences, so let me get a dictionary. So I got the dictionary. I went home. It was covered in cellophane. I ripped it open. I was really excited. I go, which word am I going to look up first? which word am I going to look up first? I was really excited. No, it wasn't aardvark. I said, you know what? I'm going to look up the word dictionary, right? You know what it said? It said, you're an idiot. I have to call Mr. Webster about that. I was at the library trying to get smart. The library, and walking through the Essex Library, and looking at all the great names up there, Falkland, Miller, and all these other people, Gary Soto from Fresno. So I was admiring them, and I walked out of the library, kind of trying to feel smart, and I turned around and looked at the library, and I go, why do they call it a library for? They should call it a truthberry. Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman. I was watching Morgan Freeman, and he was upset over about Black History Month. He was upset. He was being interviewed by Mike Wallace, and he was upset, saying that I don't care for Black History Month. Black history is every day, so I don't care for Black History Month. Do you guys agree with that? Right? Black history is every day, not just for a month. So how many of you guys agree with that? Right? Great, all right. So let's all together now. Fuck Black History Month. Fuck Black History Month. Come on, guys. I know, are there any black people? Magic Johnson is one of my favorite basketball players. You guys know who Magic Johnson is, the great basketball player? All right. Did you guys know that Magic Johnson was named Magic Johnson because he played basketball well? I thought it was because he had a Magic Johnson. Well, he used to have a Magic Johnson, then he had AIDS. Now it's Magic AIDS Johnson with AIDS Johnson. They say that life is a gift. Life is a gift, right? How many of you guys agree with that? That life is a gift. All right? Life is a gift, right? It's a gift. Well, if it's such a gift, why do I have to pay rent? I need answers, goddamn. I was looking at the Oprah magazine, of course, Oprah. Woo, Oprah. So I was looking at her magazine, and I was wondering, how does this woman make so much money? It's not from the magazine. She's a drug dealer. Again, Oprah is a drug dealer. She's not dealing the drugs directly, but if you look at her magazine, every 20 pages it says lipotriptine, precipitone. Every 20 pages she's selling drugs. So I'm thinking she's a drug dealer, right? And on the last page I was reading that on her magazine, it said Viagra, which I guess a lot of magazines are selling. And then on the fine print it said, if you have an erection longer than 6 to 10 hours, call a physician, right? I'm like, call a physician? I'm calling hookers. I'm not calling a physician. If you have an erection longer than 6 to 10 hours, call your mother. She'll beat you in the head with that hard on. At least my mother would. I had am I taking up too much time? No? Half a minute. Okay, well, let me leave you off with, here's the one. There was this lady, I did open mic one time, and I thought I did pretty well, and she, it was over. The night was over, and I saw her. She was sitting there. And I went to my little group of friends to hang out with them. And I felt this lady. She was making her way towards me after I did maybe 10 minutes of a set that I thought I did well. But she was making her way towards me, and she walks up to me. She was an older woman. She walks up to me. She goes right to my face. She goes, "I love your jokes." I go, "I love your jokes." I go, "Well, thank you for saying that." I go, "We don't get paid for this." And when you tell me that you love your jokes, I really appreciate it. So I said to her, I said, "Which jokes did you love?" She goes, "I don't remember."
All right, thank you. And so the climax of the evening will be Scooter as we go out in a blaze of glory.
Hello. This is for a friend of mine who died this week. Subliminal Desires at Room Temperature for Devon Hanks. Joni Mitchell's voice like water. Something has been missing for a long time. Joni's voice like water. Remembered music. Do not wish it away. Your absence, an unknown song, the last memory, the secret of locks, the water, Joni's voice. Let's dream that we are awake and that Joni's voice is waiting for you when you arrive home. Okay, cut rate sarcasm. Gluing feathers to an ancient dream. September moon hidden behind clouds, yet the night is full. People out in the streets, death hiding with the moon. Death hiding with the moon. Feathers fall from the sky. The dream. I'm sorry, I can't read that one. It's. I'm sorry. I'll try this, and that will be it. Okay, having lunch on Mars. I guess the theme is the titles are just the fun titles. Having lunch on Mars. Wishing things would go away. A bear lies in the bed. Hope lies next to the bear like an old rope. Hope is frayed, wild yet purposeful. Hope, or is it the bear, each wishing the other will go away. Hope making all of its working simultaneously perceptible. Frayed, hope lies in bed. No need to hibernate like a bear. Let it come to you. Do not wish it away. Hope tied to the bear. The rope frayed, together wild, bound by wish, by renewal, by purpose. Hope is the name of the bear. The wish will not go away. The wish is the bear that lies together in bed next to hope. Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for being here this evening, and many extraordinary moments for many extraordinary reasons. And I wish, again, it's terrible. I should be able to tell you who's reading next month, and both the names escape me at this moment. So, but do look in our online listings. We get all the action there. Yes, sir.
Michael, that's not Halloween, but it's the week after that.
Yes.
Okay.
Halloween is the 31st, the Day of the Dead. I think it's maybe the 6th. No, the 6th.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be November 6th.
Oh no, it's
No,
the
wait a
7th.
minute.
The 7th because the 5th is
oh
Judgment.
my God,
The
the
5th is Judgment.
Well, hopefully we'll
Yeah.
all be
Good luck, guys.
hanging intact on
Just democracy on the line. No, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you all very much.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.